think that's called a leading question. I don't get it.
You said, you're contradicting yourself. On the one hand, you tell the police officers, Crone's story is the one that makes sense. That's taking a stance.
Yeah,
now you're saying, well, I'm not going to take a stance.
Do you want to put a timeline to that, or do you just want to have it all happen in one day?
Well, I don't know why you're willing to take a stance then and you're not willing to take one now.
Because when I went to the police, the only information out was what was in the newspaper. And what had happened later was the newspaper had said, hey, guess what? It is chartered. Here's the name of the attorney who did it. Here's the story.
So you'll take a stance when there's less information, but not when there's more.
I'm not going to look at things that are under investigation.
All right, but you did it when you went to the police station. You've done it.
I looked at this, and I read an article in the paper.
And you didn't look at the deposit slip that from day one was a...
Seven times you've asked that.
That's right. And I'll keep asking it because for you to sit here and say that you went in and told these police officers that you tended to believe Crone's story, that would mean that you had supposedly looked at other evidence that would contradict what he was saying.
Assume what you will, Cliff. Assume I looked at everything, but it didn't happen.
I sent an email to the town board on July 24th of 2008, and you've got a copy of it, and you've referenced it in an email to Larry Green. You do your Rader at large, and you print various excerpts from emails. Now, you may have printed an excerpt from this email in the last couple of days, but I sure haven't seen it prior to that time. And I've got a copy of the email, Michael. If you'll hand it out, I don't know how many copies we got here. And at that time, I informed the board of my concerns as an attorney in this town about the fact that there was apparently money taken from the evidence room and put into a private fund. Now, that was July 24th of 2008. Did that not make you inquisitive enough to go and perhaps see if this deposit slip really existed, or maybe that I was just making this up?
I think this is the part of the letter you're talking about, top of the second page. Excuse me. I'm supposed to carry out the trash cans.
Yep, and that's right. The next paragraph where it states, this starts with the clearly illegal transfer of cash from the evidence room and into the Cops for Kids account. This was July 24th, 2008. Now, that didn't make you inquisitive enough to go to your town manager and say, hey, I'd like to see what this Holmesley's talking about. He says there was a cash transfer from the evidence room into this account.
A state statute, no.
Well, the state statute didn't keep you from going in and telling those police officers that you believe Crone's story, though.
That's correct.
Okay.
Who invited you to speak at this roll call? So you believe it's your right to request to speak at roll calls of different organizations or different groups within the town?
No, we're going to say, keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I know it's tough out there. I've got, in one case, I had the actual physical letter with me. I said, if anybody wants to see it, I have it with me. It was the same day Megan, I think I called over to the Tribune. The flow of the letter was that, well, the one prior, this is Cliff's letter from the anonymous letter the town had. I happened to be at town hall. Steve Gamble, the town attorney, gave me a copy of the letter. I said, is this a public document? Yes, it is. I said, is it out there? He said, no, it's not. It just came in. So I immediately came over, met with the Tribune, gave them my copy. I think you made a copy. And then that same day, I emailed to the piece of Rader at large, it's media, the same anonymous letter. You probably got it by email.
What about the deposit slip? It's a public record. Why wouldn't you look at it?
Because it was a matter of an investigation of a personnel.
But you think an anonymous letter carries more weight in this investigation than the documentation that these citizens went down there and pulled?
Well, the anonymous letter was a publicly available document out there that was handed to me in my capacity as a commissioner. So I put it out about as quickly as you can.
Why did you
ask for the deposit ticket, and I would not have been on base to ask for it. It's part of an investigation.
When you distributed this letter, displayed this letter to the police officers at the police station, the clear implication is...
Your clear implication.
The clear implication of presenting the letter is, look, there's a crazy person who's accusing the chief of bad things and there's no substance to it. But if you really wanted to give them the full picture and not tamper with them, to not influence them, why did you not also distribute copies of the article that had been published in the Morrisville Tribune that included